Hi, I'm Lisa. Thanks for watching my video. I'm taking a break from working on my house this weekend to tell you all about this massive project I've taken on, as well as to tell you a little bit about Leadville, Colorado. But most importantly, I'd like to ask for your help. This project has thrown a few curveballs my way and basically dwindled my project fund down to nothing. So I thought I'd get the word out to as many builders and do-it-yourself enthusiasts as possible, with the hopes that you've been here before and maybe you know what I'm going through, and that maybe you can help support my efforts to finish this project. So with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
Leadville is a small town located at 10,200 feet in elevation, right in the middle of the Colorado Rockies. It's the highest incorporated city in the U.S., and back in the late 1800s, it was the second most populous city in Colorado, after Denver. Today, about 2,500 people live here. Leadville gained its fame from mining. The first boom was the discovery of gold back in 1860, followed by the silver boom in 1877. Unfortunately, the repeal of the Sherman Silver Purchase Act in 1893 effectively ended the glory days, but Leadville fought back by building an ice palace to bring in the tourists and to keep the town alive. Tourism is what keeps Leadville on the map today, with events like Boom Days, ski joring, and the Leadville Race Series. The next mining boom came in 1918 with the discovery of molybdenum at the Climax mine. Molybdenum is most commonly used in construction-grade steel and was used for armor plating on military vehicles in World Wars I and II. The town has certainly been through many booms and busts, but it has never died. I love the history of Leadville and admire the determination of its people to keep it alive.
In the spirit of that determination, I've taken on the challenge of renovating a house right in the heart of downtown Leadville. The house was originally built in 1888 during Leadville's big silver boom, and all of the exterior framing is still the full-dimension rough-hewn lumber, and it was put together with square nails, believe it or not. Ready to see the inside? Let's go take a look. Welcome to the Leadville House.
What you're looking at is exactly what I saw the first time I walked in, back in September of 2010. It had new framing on the inside, but that was it, along with one electrical circuit powering a motion sensor light. I felt an immediate connection with this house and saw rooms and furnishings rather than open stud walls. The house was so full of potential, yet it sat vacant for over 10 years because of others who were not able to complete the renovation. Now it was my turn to take the reins and bring this house back to life. After surveying and estimating materials, it was time to get started. First up was lots and lots of fence building. 100-foot long and 30-foot wide fence, as a matter of fact. It took about a month to complete, as my only time to work on it was on weekends. It was during this time that the water company came out and informed me that there was a leak in the line. They also explained how my water connection was tied in with my neighbor's through a common tap to the main, and suggested that the best solution was to get a new independent water line. Estimate, $3,000. I hired a local excavator, and voila, I was the proud owner of a new water line. Then it was time to focus on the heating ductwork as winter was approaching fast. I hired a local plumber to install a new gas line for the furnace. Then I took over from there, installed the flue, ran flex duct into each room, and as temperatures are dropping outside, I was excited to get the furnace up and running. One problem, the energy company refused to install a meter on the existing gas line to the house. I had to apply for a new line to be run from the main. Estimate, $3,500. I shut down for the winter in mid-December 2010, and when spring finally emerged in 2011, it was time to unwrap the siding and get to work. It was amazing to see the house transform with each board that went up. I also installed insulation in the 20-foot peaked ceilings, and then worked on the electrical. I installed a new panel and ran circuits all throughout the house. Before I knew it, though, yep, winter. Again, and with no gas meter yet as I was disputing the $3,500 estimate, there was no heat, so it was time to hibernate again until the following spring. The spring of 2012 brought new enthusiasm, as well as the need to replace the roof on the outbuilding. A neighbor let me borrow some scaffolding, and I knocked it out in no time. I also installed all the fresh water lines, waste lines, and vents that summer. And guess what? Yep, a new gas tap and meter was finally installed. Even with having heat in the house, though, I still shut down for the winter as I was just flat out exhausted. On came 2013, and I spent some time wrapping up loose ends, so to speak, and preparing to install drywall. And finally, it was time to transform the inside from open studs into rooms with ceilings and walls. Then came the next curveball. I broke my ankle. The construction gods were telling me to take a break, put my feet up, soak up some sun. It was an unwanted hiatus, as it was now 3 years from when I began the project. With very little left in my project fund, I was ready to just get it done. I decided to bid out the drywall work, and with an estimate of $9,700, I knew this hiatus was going to last much longer than I thought. Time to shut down again for the winter. Or so I thought. December 27th, 2013. I get a call from a friend who had gone into the house, and he tells me that there's a leak, and it's pretty bad. The main water shutoff valve leaked water into the manifold, which then froze, cracked, and created a behemoth ice sculpture between the utility room and the kitchen. It must have been growing for about a month. So I spent the weekend between Christmas and New Year's chipping 4-inch thick ice from the kitchen subfloor and sledgehammering the ice column between the first and second floor. I lost several kitchen cabinets that were stored in the area, and a few sections of the subfloor suffered water damage. So as the pile of chipped ice grew in the backyard, so did an idea in my head, to ask you for help.
Well, that's it. That's the story of the Leadville House to date. It's January 25th, 2014, and I'm replacing the damaged subfloor this weekend. I repaired the faulty valve and bought a new manifold, but with that, I'm tapped out. So please read through my campaign details at indiegogo.com, make a donation, and pass along my campaign link too if you wouldn't mind. I'm confident that between you and me, we can get this thing done. Before I go, I'd like to thank Terry, my partner of 14 years, whom, without on so many levels, this project would not be possible. So, thank you, Terry. And finally, if your project throws you a curveball, hit it with the biggest hammer you've got. Yeah! That felt great. I gotta get back to work now. Signing off from beautiful Leadville, Colorado. Thanks for watching.